one was recommended by one of you guys. The Turbo Slug. Apparently a shotgun slug that sounds like a stormtrooper blaster. Yeah. So, well, the potato, I was thinking about it, but that was like a whole thing about why Adam and Jamie don't get along. And I wasn't sure that was a great thing. I wasn't sure that was a great thing to put on Steam. But I might watch one of his other testings. So let's check out this Turbo Slug. This might be interesting.
Test out the experimental Turbo Slug.
You're watching TAOFLEDERMAUS.
Hello, this is Jeff of TAOFLEDERMAUS. We've tested a lot of weird slugs on this channel, and this one ranks right up there as one of the weirdest. This is the Turbo Slug, made by no other than master genius Evan Perry. Now, I don't know where one...
Someone who's more familiar, help me understand who is Evan Perry and why is he a master genius? Has he made other slugs that they have tested on this channel, perhaps? That way I'm maybe not understanding.
One would find a tiny little turbine wheel like that, or turbine if you're British. But this has an impeller on the front and also one on the back. I guess that makes it a twin turbo. But there's no doubt it's very cool looking, and I appreciate the craftsmanship. Now, when this is shot through rifling, it will spin in the proper direction at about 32,000 RPM. And yes, the bottom impeller is also spinning in the proper direction too, because I know 1,000 people will be asking me that question anyway. Now, these are pretty lightweight, weighing in at just under 14 grams or around half an ounce, or if you're one of those gun people, about 214 grains. Now, this is the part of the video where most content creators would ask you to like and share and subscribe, but you'll probably find yourself mysteriously unsubscribed a few weeks later. So why bother? Now, one of the challenges I have is to figure out how to load these things so that they function as...
So you're kind of almost like Mean Slug 6. Like, they're kind of made for the lulz, but there's no way you could actually make any profit by trying to sell them.
As the creator intends them to function. So we'll be using a discarding split sabot that sits on top of a cork wad to give it proper support. And then finally, a gas seal called the Obturator 12. That's fancy. Now, since these are very lightweight projectiles, we'll need a fast-burning powder, and I'll be using 20 grains of Alliant E3 powder. With that, we should be able to get a velocity of around 1,600 feet per second.
So stand by for trouble. Stand by for suspense. Stand by for adventure.
Welcome back, TAOFLEDER folks. Jeff behind the camera and OG out here bringing you another creation from Evan Perry. You know him. Guys want to be him. Girls want to get with him. He has submitted probably more slugs to this channel than I think anybody else.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, and he hand builds these things too. These are not on a big giant machine in a factory. He sits down with a drill bolted down to a table and hand whittles these things.
Wow. And I'm guessing he probably does not have a lot of finances, and that's why he's got to do it all by hand. Really? Some even on Kentucky ballistics. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I mean, I could see Scott getting his hands on some of these quote-unquote experimental ones where he's only got a few of them. What? Sarcastic? What are you talking about? He's being sarcastic about doing it by hand. Oh, okay. He has a mill shop. Okay. Okay.
Evan comes to us from Texas. Today he has brought us the Turbo Slug. And the Turbo Slug is...
I mean, 6, he's got to work into sarcasm, because that did sound at all
just
sarcastic
guaranteed
to
to
me.
go faster because it's got turbo in the name, right?
Then again, I have problem with sarcasm.
In addition to having a little fan shape on the top and the bottom, Evan has mounted what we think is a sling stud from a rifle. It looks a lot like the pieces that
I didn't even get that, you know.
Yeah,
it's like,
only because I bought a million of them and lost a million of them and put them on rifles and shotguns. This one doesn't have one, but the little thing on the bottom of a rifle stock that allows you to clip your sling to it It looks like that's the little piece he put on there. Jeff has tucked some tissue paper in there with colored dye. It's dry right now. We are going to dip it in some water to activate that food coloring, send it downrange, see if it leaves us a little colored trail on the way downrange. We also had a viewer wonder if these things were going to whistle as they fly downrange because they have a little fan shape to them, and we are going to be firing them through this rifled barrel, so they will be hopefully spinning.
They've got to be shot through rifling. I mean, if we shot them through without the spin, the fan blades are not going to induce spin.
No.
That doesn't really happen.
They just
There's
look
not enough time for that.
They look really cool, and they blow a lot of air around, I guess.
Yeah.
The theory.
I mean, if they shot it through a shotgun without rifling, they would tumble, they wouldn't spiral, and hence they would probably defeat the entire purpose of the round in the first place. So, duh, you're gonna want to shoot it to rifle there.
Bang, 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 bang. Wow, light recoil, and it looks like it hit it right on the orange sticker.
I don't believe it. I gave these things 50-50 chance of working.
Now, when Greg and I were filming this, we had hearing protection on. We just heard a boom. Had no clue. We couldn't hear that scream of these things as they went down range. In fact, they sounded much like a stormtrooper blaster. Now, this first shot was
Kinda, sorta. It did sound like a blaster. Like sometimes, in Star Wars, the blaster sounds have their normal ones, but sometimes it's like usually it's like a ricochet hit. That's kind of what it sounded like. I don't know if it went through the vest. I'm guessing you probably didn't, but we'll find out.
very accurate, but honestly, I can't tell by the high speed whether or not it was actually stable in flight or not.
I could tell from shooting, had very light
I don't know
recoil,
if the thing's
so my eyes were
travel
back on
plane.
target, but I could tell I hit the orange sticker, so that was accurate. And when I got down here, check this out. Look at this shape in here. That is the exact sideways profile of the slug.
No.
You can even see that little the little nub on top.
I don't know if the high speed is going to show much because I had it panned way out and
Dial way down to low speed.
Yeah, it was.
7 frames per second or something.
Well, it was like 1600 or so.
I went inside the carrier here while Jeff was walking up, and I found this little slug. I'm going to set it here so my shaky hands aren't holding it.
That's not helping. Oh,
you can see the little fan shapes on top and on bottom, and the little screw that's holding it together. We did lose the little nub on top.
But not too terrible.
It's in there somewhere.
Okay.
But
well,
so it didn't penetrate. It did not penetrate the dust.
Stability, maybe not good.
Well, even if it was flying sideways, I mean, the accuracy, we're at 15 yards. It is a rifled barrel. We hit exactly where we wanted. So.
Yeah. Okay, ballistic
Time to push the distance.
Here we go, between his bare arms.
Well, yeah, and that's the key, Ace, is that even if you have a vest protecting you, it's still gonna hurt like fucking hell. And it's gonna stop you from attacking, because it's gonna feel like you just took a sledgehammer to the chest. Regardless. Hi, robots! Hello. Yeah, that's the whole thing with shotguns, is that even if you have a vest and the vest protects you, you're gonna feel like you basically just got nailed by a 50-pound. So, it's gonna wake you up, that's for damn sure. Oh.
I saw something downrange.
1602.
Saw something on the safety road.
In shot.
Oh. Wow, that punched right through pretty well. This is one of those big gummy bears that Scott was shooting through, right? So that was pretty impressive, and it looked like, let me back it up. It looked like it was fairly straight.
Oh, I saw something downrange.
1602.
Saw something on the safety road.
Little wobbly, but yeah, Ace, it's the same like those really big gummy bears that Scott was testing out when Scott was shooting through several reacts back that we did. But yeah, this one's I guess it's formed a ballistic gel. So it's thinner, so it can punch through it easier than an actual gummy bear. But yeah, Kaiser, the sound is really fucking cool. The sound is really cool.
In shot number 2, we had very good stability, and relatively good accuracy. It was about an inch low and inch to the right. The damage to the ballistic gel bear was interesting there. It seemed
it's just as thick, but I wouldn't say it's the same consistency. The ballistic gel, I'm not sure would have quite the same. Yeah, but for ballistics gel. But when Scott did the gummy bears, they were actual gummy bears. They weren't ballistics gel gummy bears. They were actual gummy bears, so they were really dense gummy. So they were probably more dense than this ballistics gel. This is actually just pure ballistics gel, but Scott actually did, well, Ace, I'm thinking technically it might be gelatin, so maybe? I'm not sure what goes into the mixture of ballistics gel, but they probably taste like shit. Ballistics gel probably tastes like crack. No, Snowman. Yeah, it was the jet engine during the slow-mo. They're talking about during the actual live regular live fire that they did, not the slow-mo. We're not talking about the sound
to
during the
knock
slow-mo.
the gummy worms out of him. So the turbo slugs are definitely looking promising. Let's continue our tests.
Did it hit nose first?
Yeah, it was flying straight and true that time.
Okay. I was aiming for between his little bear paws. We hit a little low and left, about an inch and a quarter, inch and a half. Left a little cool green trail. I don't know if was there any mist? Mist?
It's hard to see on that camera screen.
Okay, maybe you guys.
I saw something though.
Maybe you guys will see it. We did, however, leave a little green food coloring here in the hole. He's got a green hole in his chest and a green exit hole. And if your hole is green, you might want to talk to your doctor and see if Ogesia is right for you. There it is. The green hole.
God, that's fantastic. Okay, the last one, 1602 feet per second, which is about what I expected.
Go.
What's he shooting here?
You got the air, it looks like.
There was
Wait,
some
pot?
purple drink in there.
Now in this shot, the turbo slug decided to go a little bit high and a little bit left.
Oh.
Now, because of the unusual shape of these projectiles, I wasn't sure if I would get a good, tight sabot fit so that we would get good engagement with the rifling, but it seems to be working pretty well.
I mean, it worked, but the accuracy is a little off, and there's a bit of wobble going to that round. They were saying, like, oh, it's flying straight and true. There's some wobble happening there, and because of its design, it's not, it's not smooth jacketed. So it's going to be catching air, even with those aerodynamic fans on it to create the spin. You're going to have those gullies in between the fans. Well, Lurker, that is the question. But I'm not looking at the accuracy of the shot. I'm more looking at the stability of the round versus the accuracy of the shot. Because, the way that thing is designed, it has, like, little valleys between the front fan and the rear fan, which I think the theory behind that is any air that does go up over the sides will contract back into the valley and thus feed through the secondary fan. But I'm not sure if it's doing it efficiently. And that's why I think it's starting to get wobble in its flight. Now, whether or not that's going to affect its accuracy or its range, I don't know. But I don't know. It sounds cool as hell. We'll give it that. It really sounds cool.
It's easy for me to screw things up just by the way I load them.
Darth Vader boot.
Tactical ballistic boot.
Looks like a Chinese army boot.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, is it something?
1611. Okay, that's about what.
Not sure if there was water behind that, but.
It's not exactly a flat disc because it's got the fan fins on the front and the rear. So when it exits the rifling, the slug will already be spinning in the proper rotation from the fans, And the idea is that the air pressure striking the slug at the front will cause it to spin faster. Maybe I don't know if the intention is to make it more aerodynamic, but I think based on the way it was, yeah. It's very possible, Eggs. That stud at the front may be caused because don't forget there's a hole in there. Granted, it may be rotating fast enough that the hole in the stud is not doing anything. The overall design of the round, though, makes it seem like it's unstable. Because every shot we've seen in slow motion, it's wobbling. It's wobbling with every shot. And correct, Lurker. Even if it's got the fins for the fan assembly on the front, it is still a flat face. So even if the airflow is doing spill off through the fans, you still have a wide surface area that is still going to affect both its speed impact and the aerodynamics. The fins may help a bit with the aerodynamics. It's not helping with the speed and the range, unfortunately. It's a meme route. It's kind of a meme route at this point. Let's see how it does with the boot, though. Let's see the slow-mo. Good.
Our last shot was a little to the
fast.
left,
Slow down,
and this
please.
one is a little bit to the right. And we can see it's spinning really well, but it's kind of wandering around a
wobbly.
little bit.
Not a little bit. That's been every time. Every time these things are wobbling, so... And it's not like it's tumbling, like the 5.56 on the 16 and the M4. This is wobbling, which is no good.
Now, these are some very unorthodox slugs, and keep that in mind. I was amazed we were able to achieve any kind of stability and accuracy.
The tactical taco.
It is a tactical Doritos Locos taco, Jeff. Not even the flies will eat that.
No one's going to complain if we shoot that.
Oh, you guys are wasting food. Well, no, we're not, because it's not food.
Shoot the poor taco.
Here we go.
Okay.
You
At
knew
least
that
he
was
hit it.
gonna be good. Come on.
1608.
The first shot that missed actually flew really well. The second shot that hit had quite a bit of a speed wobble to it, but it hit. TAOFLEDERMAUS is in no way sponsored by Taco Bell.
So far, the most impressive thing is what it did to the ballistics gummy, where it created that cavitation in it. That was actually
We have a
pretty
stack
nice.
of expired vegetables downrange that we're going to blow up, but we have a special guest with us. Travis Kelsey has joined
What's
us
your
today
question,
with
Sadkin?
the express written permission of the NFL, and we're going to set Travis Kelsey down there on the can of corn, see if we can shoot the corn out from under him. We don't want to injure him, star player and all
But Greg, what kind of socks is he wearing today?
that. Travis
I've
Kelsey.
got to know these things.
Holy God. Yeah, evidently he's dating like Britney Spears or, I don't know.
Diana Ross.
Wait, Ace, was it you destroying the taco or the taco causing you to destroy the bathroom? Let's be honest.
Diana Ross.
Yeah, someone. Yeah.
He's dating a star.
Yeah.
So let's go put Travis downrange. Here we go.
Oh, okay. Oh no.
I saw two sabos. I don't know, because that dot is dead center.
Yeah.
Never been more sure about the dot.
Now, the Turbo Slug is starting to behave like the Stormtrooper Blaster, not just in sound, but also in accuracy.
Take down this target array that we can't
Like,
seem to
aim
hit
lower.
with Evan slugs. We're going to substitute in a Brennecke Super Sabo. We had a lot of problems with these back when we were testing them. I just found one in my truck, so
Where'd that come from? Remember, they were just.
it's been hanging out on the side of my truck.
I've seen videos where they work great for other people. For us, they were just failure after failure.
It's because of our barometric pressure. I want to knock that corn can, get that corn out of my face.
Yep.
Right out from underneath Travis, so you need to do it. Yeah, get that corn out of my face.
Okay. See, that flew so much better. That flew straight and true. So, Yeah, unfortunately, the turboprop slug is just not viable. The answer is inaccurate.
Tactical
I
ballistic.
wouldn't say that shot wasn't all
Jug.
that accurate
Fly
either.
jug.
Oh my.
Sadkin, they claimed that both fans were oriented for proper spin. When they were first examining, they said that both the front and the rear fans were crafted in a way to allow for the proper orientation of spin. So take that with a grain of salt.
God.
Swear to God, that dot was dead center.
Yeah.
The turbo slugs were definitely cool, but they were very unpredictable. But at least they make
Yeah, that's why I said they're not accurate. That's why I'm saying they're not accurate. The fan assemblies are creating too much you're getting too much pressure on the front, and they're not spinning enough to a degree to keep them stable, and so they're going off target because they're already wobbling. You're already getting the air pressure, the forward air pressure that's throwing them off target. And guys, they keep buzzing it. And this was a milk jug. This is not all that much smaller than the boot that they shot at. But they don't seem to be learning from their mistakes. But they say, oh, I've got the dot center. Well, you keep shooting right. So shift your point of aim slightly left so you'll hit the thing. I don't know why they're not doing that, honestly. They
Cool
learn from your
sounds, huh?
mistakes.
Much like our dating history, these slugs have started out impressive and then ended up underwhelming. So we just shot our last one. We've still got a target downrange. I've thrown in a Federal Flight Control out of a standard old smoothbore, no choke. This is the old beater TAOFLEDER shotgun using a standard old round. And sometimes when things fail, you just go back to the basics. So let's blow up that jug so you guys got something splashy to watch, and then we can all go home.
It's the Weatherby PA 459. Is that?
Weatherby PA 459 and a little cheap Bushnell TR25. This thing's been beat to hell for what, 8 years now? Or
Yeah, a long time.
It shot everything under the
Some
sun,
will let
and
six,
the red
but the
dot's
majority
still
of
going
them
too. So
even
it's
the
kind of
hits
amazing.
were right.
A little.
You just have to remember to turn that red dot off.
The majority of them, including the hits,
We're going
went
to turn
right.
off the Govu Tor on Danny's shotgun too. He was very diligent about that.
Yep.
So, all right, let's blow it up.
All right, final shot.
Here we go. When you're ready?
I'm ready.
That's right. Back to the basics. You ready?
I'm ready.
Well, when your stormtrooper blaster ammo fails you, you can always count on the Federal Flight Control.
Like the Mandalorians, switch from a slug to a scatter shot.
If you can find it.
Well, the turbo seemed to make it go faster there at about 1,600 feet per second average.
Made it go faster up there.
This is the way.
Yeah, I think
Away from target.
it was causing some, causing it to not be very accurate,
Yeah,
I'm
they
afraid.
seem to be going consistently high and right. I don't know if that
Yeah,
was anything.
he
At
even
first
made an
they-
adjustment to the scope, and it
Yeah.
still was just kind of unpredictable.
Yeah, we dialed some clicks of windage into it. Didn't really seem to help. But, Evan, we still appreciate you sending stuff out. If you didn't make a lot of hand-whittled stuff,
Which one, Blade?
if we didn't have some failures, I mean, how would you even gauge that stuff?
Yeah,
Made it all on tabletop by hand.
But
so-
we had enough that it worked pretty well in a lot of shots, and I think we got a little cocky with some of the small targets.
Well, we managed to blow up a damn taco, so that's all that matters. That is all that matters. Anyway, we appreciate you guys watching it. Even the underwhelming ones are fun to see and fun to predict what's going on. I know we get used to having only the winners out here and think that all the failures are going to be bombs, but they're still fun to watch. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. New helmet.
That was okay.